Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and I am going to be doing a little unboxing for you. First I'm going to talk about what this is and story and all that kind of usual stuff that I do. If you're not into any of that, you just want to see the unboxing, I have provided time code right here. Go ahead and click on it and you can just see the unboxing. Alright? If you are sticking around, you're still here, that means you're going to hear me talk. Alright. So, like I said, this, I don't know if I said it already, this is the Black Friday 2013 special version of the PlayStation 3. I don't know how many countries celebrate Black Friday. Black Friday, at least in the US, what we do is the day after Thanksgiving, which is an American holiday where we eat a lot, more so than usual, believe it or not, the last Thursday of November. The day after, which is Black Friday, is like the biggest day in retail all year. Stores all across the country drop prices on things like mad, and everybody prepares, you know, sales, and everything's just cheap, basically, is what I'm getting at here. So video games are no exception to this. They will make bundles, as is the case here, where you basically get the thing for a significantly reduced rate. So that's why it's really cool. Now, I did a video last year of the 2012 Black Friday bundle of the PS3. Personally, I think that was a better bundle. It had 4 games. It had Infamous 1 and 2, and it had Uncharted 1 and 2, plus some like DLC expansion for one of the Infamous games. This one, I question its choice a little bit. Last of Us makes perfect fucking sense. But it also comes with Batman Arkham Origins. And I question that because, one, it's not a Sony IP. It's not a first-party IP. And despite the fact that I'm wearing a Batman shirt, I wonder why they did that. You know, why not Uncharted 3? You know, why not something that's exclusive to your console? I mean, I can get that game on the 360. That's all I'm saying. It's available. It might be on the Wii U as well. It's available in other places. So I just find that an odd choice to pack that in with the console as well. But Last of Us makes perfect sense. However, I must be completely wrong because the Infamous bundle last year, I bought that at a Best Buy, I think, and they had tons of them. And I went to a Target the next day, and they had tons of them. And I know Walmart and even Amazon, they had tons of them, which they eventually did sell. But this one, I went again to Best Buy, and I went there, it was before Black Friday even started. They'd started even earlier this year. They started on Thanksgiving, you know, so after you get back from eating all your food, you're like, all right, let's go shop. And rather than wait till midnight, they're like, hey, the store's already open. Fuck it. So we walked in there, and I walked in there, and I asked an employee, like, do you have any of those? And they're like, oh no, those gone, referring to this. And I was like, okay. Same thing with Target, they didn't have any, and I was like, wow, that's surprising. And got home, and checked Amazon, they didn't have any yet. And then eventually, Amazon suddenly, like at 2 a.m., like technically on Black Friday, they said, okay, we got a bunch in stock. So I added one to my cart, purchased it, and if you use Amazon, you know that's a short amount of time. It doesn't take long if your information's all saved. Bought it, then went back to that page and they were already sold out. So I'm wondering if either A, I'm completely wrong and this bundle is superior in every way, people just love it and they bought the shit out of it, or Sony just didn't make a whole lot of them. I don't know. Yeah, so whatever. It doesn't benefit me that much because I already own The Last of Us, and I would rather have Batman Arkham Origins on the 360. So now you're probably wondering, well, why the hell did you buy this? I actually didn't. My mom wanted this, as weird as that sounds. Now, she's not a gamer at all. She doesn't even know I make videos. She doesn't know anything about what I do. But she wanted, as she put it, a Netflix and Blu-ray machine. Now, she could have got a cheap $89 Walmart Blu-ray thing, piece of crap that would break in a year. But I figured, why not get something I know works? You know, like I've had the same model PS3 for a year, and it works perfectly fine. My original assessment of it, I would completely stand by. I like everything about it, but I wouldn't necessarily advise it for young kids, just because of the way you insert the games. That's just, you know, the way it is in my opinion. But yeah, but she's obviously not a little kid, so I don't think she would have that problem. So I can end up keeping the games, but the console's going to go to her. So I figured since this was going to be purchased anyway, I would just show you the unboxing and talk about it a bit, even though you could have seen an unboxing anywhere. And yeah. So I will now, I think, go ahead and actually unbox this. First I'm going to, well, you know what, I'll show you some of the, that's the front, Last of Us, which I get completely why they put that game in there. I mean, that's like the game of the year, most likely, or one of the high contenders. There's your back, sides, say all sorts of things, including Netflix, which will make my mom happy. It's a 250 gigabyte model, which is awesome. Not amazing, there's a 500 gigabyte model, but it's not like she's going to need all that space. Some of you out there, if you're wondering, there's a 12 gigabyte model. Don't get that. It's cheaper, yes. I think you might. It's either like $150 or even $100. Don't do it. And the reason you don't do it is you're gonna fill up that 12 gigabytes of space like with one game. So don't do that. You know, you'll end up having to buy a hard drive anyway. So it's not worth it. Go for a bundle like this if you can. So yes, enough of that crap. Let's actually open it. So there is a little seal right there that's holding this thing together. So we'll take good old scissors and just cut right through. Okay, and let's lift that up. And inside, much like last year, this is actually just a slide box that they clearly repackaged later. Yeah, wow, there's a giant hole in the bottom and everything. Yeah, so it's just a little slip cover thing. Because basically what they do is they take these off the shelves, send them back, and then slightly modify them. And what I mean by slightly modify is they just throw a couple games in it. In fact, you can see there's a piece of tape here that was cut, and then they put another piece of tape over it. So we will go ahead and cut that tape. And okay, pop that open right there. Lift up. And inside, I hit myself in the face with cardboard. That's smart, good job. First thing we have is composite cables. Now, last year, when I made a video like this, I basically said, why do they only give you composite cables? It's an HD console. It says all over it does HD things. In fact, I don't think this version of it says it, but last year the box actually said the ultimate HD experience. So I said, why don't they include HDMI cables? I didn't realize how many composite apologists there are in the world. Go check out the video for yourself. There's a ton of people that hated on me because I suggested they include HDMI cables. Well, fuck you. We don't have HD TVs. Fuck you. Composite's the best. Fuck you. This. It's like, I'm not saying that Sony shouldn't give you composite cables. I'm saying they should also give you an HDMI cable. Like, why wouldn't you want that? If you were going to use a high-definition console, you would want HDMI cables. Like, even if you don't have an HD TV, I would think you could understand it's adding another thing you get with your purchase. If you want to use composite cables, they're still there for you. But anyway, I won't be doing that. Next up, we have a USB cable for connecting the controller to the console. And of course, we have the controller, which I think you guys all know what the PlayStation 3 DualShock controller looks like. In fact, I doubt there's anything in here that will surprise you. But please stay tuned. This is, of course, the power cable. This is, I think, honestly, my favorite design of any kind of power cable that has ever been used. And I've talked about this with the PS4 as well. This 1-2-prong cable is the same type of power cable that works on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, the fat model, PS1, Xbox, the original Xbox, Sega Dreamcast, and Sega Saturn. So if you keep those consoles all together, you can just use this one cable and just pop them in and out. I like that. It's very universal. And very common. So if you lose one, it's very easy to get another. Anyway, so that's what that looks like. It was all kind of stored in there. Open that up, okay, and then there's a few things we'll just pull out. All right, pop it out one at a time here. All right, so that's it. There's nothing else in the box. That's the back of the box. That's the front of the box. Bam. Okay. Now, We have manuals and paperwork and stuff. This is where there would be, I think, a PlayStation Plus type of thing, but I think they cheaped out and it didn't include like any free trial of PlayStation Plus. Not that I even use PlayStation Plus, but that's, to me, is a little shady. I would have included, like, you just bought the console. Give us a free month of it or a week of it. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's one in there. You know what? Let's find out. Why don't I actually just go ahead and find out? Okay, rip that open. We have this ESRB thing. How do you rate games? Because parents don't know that shit yet. Manual and a support thing telling you like how to turn the power on. Nope, there is no there's no documentation for any kind of PlayStation Plus thing. So that's really lame. Unless it's in here. Maybe it's in here. What we have, well, I'll go into that in a second. What you got is the games, which are unfortunately not in full retail cases, which sucks because I can't even resell them then, which I wouldn't do, except I already own The Last of Us, and like I said, I would rather have this on the 360, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. I'll probably give them to a friend of mine. But to their credit, they do include little manuals here, online passkey thing for Last of Us, DLC thing for Batman Arkham Origins, and we have, special free offers, maybe. Oh, I was totally wrong. They do give you some PlayStation Plus. They give you a month of PlayStation Plus and a month of that pointless Music Unlimited thing that I would never use. So I completely retract everything I said about PlayStation Plus. They do give you a PlayStation Plus thing for 1 month. So kudos to them for that. They did the right thing. If only they had included HDMI cables. Now, we have these little eggshell type of cardboard things that are on here. Take that off. Side, and then we get past that, and we have the console itself, which again won't be much of a surprise, but there it is. It comes with a little piece of blue tape on it to hold the tray in place, which I'll just go ahead and take off, and then it pops open immediately, so you can kind of see already why I think that it's kind of a bad design if you have little kids. I think it's a very nice looking console. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's been out for a long time now. There's the back, just in case. It has 2 USB ports on the front. It has the power supply, power supply, as I mentioned. It has component composite out. The yellow ones are composite, for those who don't know. And green, red, blue, those are component. Those are, we would call them probably now enhanced definition, not necessarily high definition. And composite would be standard definition. You have optical audio out for those, if your system requires it or you need it. HDMI out, which is what we will be using, and you really should use that if you can. I've seen people, and I don't get this. There's people who have HD TVs and they have this console, but they don't use HDMI cables. I don't get that, especially since HDMI cables are really cheap. But if Sony put them in the box, then they might be used. And then you have broadband port for internet access. So that's, and then I think I said it already, but 2 USB ports in the front. And yeah, so there's the PlayStation 3 Slim. This button right here makes that go down. It looks motorized, but it is not. That's just gravity. It also works like this, slot load like that. And you slide it up like that, as you just saw. That's why I think this isn't the best design for kids, because the laser is just completely exposed, unlike the other 2 models of the PS3. And a little kid could, in theory, touch that or damage it. So if you have little kids, that would just be some advice I would offer to you. So there you go. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Unless you, well, let me see. I can open up the. Nah, there's no point in showing you the discs. So that's it. That's the PS3 Slim. Like I said, I did an unboxing of the other one last year. I showed it compared to the other versions of the PS3. If you're interested in that, feel free to check that out. And that's it, guys, and I'll see you all later.